I think as a consultant, you have to make a specific shift as you are selling your services, especially when you're at the beginning of your journey and you don't yet fully know what is it that you're going to be selling to whom. Case in point, I recently had a conversation with someone who's about to break into sort of the online marketing space. They want to be selling various forms of digital marketing to a yet undefined client avatar. And that is a bit of a problem, especially because when you say digital marketing, this is like a huge range, right? Because anything from SEO to TikTok organic to Facebook ads, whatever it is, it's just so vast that if you are pretending to be a all-purpose agency, then you have already lost. And that's kind of, I believe that. I don't fully have all the data to prove that because there seems to still be these all-purpose agencies, but I think this is a model that is dying out because everything is becoming so specialized. There are such nuances. There are even differences between how to grow organically on Twitter versus LinkedIn. There are experts in each of those different fields, and you cannot pretend that you know enough about that, about like organic growth. And for example, something like SEO, which is a completely different field, different use cases and different case studies. So this person who I was speaking to, he was kind of thinking, okay, I have a broad range of skills that I have. I can do anything from Facebook ads to TikTok organic to SEO. And I'm just going to find prospective clients for that. And he was struggling with actually finding a specific persona, like who should I target with this? Well, that's the problem. If it's so broad, SEO, you could be selling it to like huge companies, small companies. TikTok advertising, you probably shouldn't go for big industrial firms, although who knows, right? And so it's very uncertain who you should be targeting when you have this approach. I compare it to a guy in a trench coat in a dark alley who opens up one side of his coat and sells you anything from lollipops to uranium, right? It's just not very confidence inducing. Or a more common example is the Chinese restaurant that also sells pizza, right? It's just, you won't believe that they have expertise in both of those things. So what would you, as a consulting marketing agency owner, offer all of those different services? You're just not credible. And sure, I can imagine that this person I was speaking to has contacts. He knows people who can do TikTok organic. But this model of where you are a solo person and you have contacts everywhere who can do the work for you, again, from a client's perspective, like, and have you worked with all of those people? Have you worked with a person who does TikTok organic? Do you, like the person who is an expert in Facebook ads, how well do you know them? What are their case studies? Have you really worked with them? It's just not very confidence inducing. And I think this model has maybe worked up until 10 years ago. And I'm sure that if you want to, you can find examples where this still works. But I think it is a model that is dying out as everything becomes very specialized. And that can apply to any consulting firm, like especially when it comes to highly operational tasks like operations consulting and project management in very specific niches. You need to be niche specific or problem specific or tool specific. But you as a solopreneur or as a small consulting firm, you will have a really hard time breaking into a space with this approach of, hey, I can do anything. It's a really broad portfolio of services. Don't believe this works. And once you actually decide, once you kind of cut off a couple of alternatives, once you say that, okay, hey, I don't need to be the jack of all trades who can do pretty much anything, because if I'm not specialized, then there's no way that I'm going to achieve scale. I'm always going to be effectively selling at a day rate, and my results are not going to be great. Because the great thing is, once you have narrowed down, once you've niched down into a specific problem or client persona or specific tool, it will be much easier to find the right person, to find the right client avatar who you can sell this to. The question of who should I target with this is going to be obsolete, because you will know that this specific tool is made for this kind of person in this kind of situation. Okay, so avoid being too broad. Definitely don't have this trench coat approach or the Chinese restaurant that also sells pizza. Be really narrow. You can always widen when you see that once you've built good relationships with people, you can then add something on. But in the beginning, try to be narrow with one specific field of expertise rather than offering a too broad range of services. Cool. I hope that was useful. My name is Michael Bohannes. I help consultants build client acquisition systems. If this is something we could help you with, there's a link in the description. You don't need to click it. I just wanted to mention it just in case. If you like this video, then give it a real like on YouTube, but don't ring the bell. Maybe subscribe to our channel, but don't ring the bell because it's a distraction. Very often you can just get this notification and it's all about that I published a new video. I don't think you should be interrupted for being informed that I published a video, right? It's not really useful, but if you're on YouTube, it would be great to see you again soon. And thanks for your attention. I hope to talk to you again soon.